Today, we're going all in on fixing your feet, ankles, and low calf with targeted trigger point therapy, mobility drills, and stretches that everybody can benefit from. But it's especially helpful if you have plantar fasciitis, stiff ankles, or what feels like Achilles tendonitis. And yes, there's a lot of videos out there like this one, but almost all of them just talk about stretching and just praying that it's gonna work out long term, and they don't actually address the tissue that's causing the issue. So I'm gonna show you how to trigger point, stretch, and mobilize the tissue, starting with the feet. Each foot has 26 bones and 29 muscles, which I have a hard time pronouncing. Flexor digiti minimi brevis. But the reason you can't just roll your foot to make your foot feel better is because half of those muscles are extrinsic muscles, which means they start in the lower leg and then they go down into the foot via tendons. Which basically means sometimes you have to fix these muscles up here to get relief down here. And if you're even remotely mobile, you'll walk like 8,000 steps per day. And over 10 years, that's a certified ton of walking and pressure going up through the legs. And if you're active, forget about it. You needed help years ago. So take a ball, I like either a golf ball or a lacrosse ball, and roll across the foot as you move your foot side to side, or you can roll up and down along the muscles. The most tender areas will probably be on the inside or the outside of the muscle, but all of these muscles go along the tarsals and metatarsals of your foot. As long as you're going up and down with the ball or across them side to side, you'll locate the trigger points that you need. Now, there's two other techniques that I like for the bottom of the foot. I like making tiny circles, which I think is self-explanatory, and I like pressure points. Pressure pointing can only be done once you've explored up and down the foot muscles and gone across side to side. That's how you've located the trigger points, because these spots will flare up a little bit more than the others. Then you go back to those spots. For me, it's slightly underneath here and maybe back towards my heel more. And I'll just put the ball there and I'll pressure point down, adding pressure with my hand if I need to, or if that's too much, I'll take my hand off and just let it sit there for 30 to 60 seconds. After 30 to 60 seconds, you can release the pressure, and congratulations, you've successfully trigger pointed your foot. That will help on its own, but there are those extrinsic muscles that we can also address, and I'll show you how to do that now. If you recall, we have the peroneal muscle that kind of runs here and the deeper calf muscles that we can address with a lacrosse ball. All you want to do is go on the side like this, and you can, again, roll up and down, and you can even turn more to get more of the outside leg, which is where the peroneal muscle is. Find a trigger point and add in some active release, which looks like this. You'll have a trigger point pinned, and then you can add pressure with your hand and move your ankle in circles, or other way, or just back and forth. This pins that muscle tissue in place and then stretches it as you do the active range of motion. Just don't forget to reset the pin every once in a while. Now, after you do a trigger point session, there's actually a window of time where the muscle is inhibited and it allows you to get into a deeper stretch. This is super important if you want to really release the muscle. So before I can show you those mobility drills, I have to show you the 4 stretches that I use to open up the foot, ankle, and low calf. Don't forget to pair these with the trigger points. It's super important. Number 1 is the dorsiflexion. That's because your foot is dorsiflexed and you're kneeling. Go figure. If you have tension in your feet, this is a great stretch because it curls the toes under and it forces all of this tissue into a stretch position. This can be uncomfortable, so all I do is hold this for 10 to 15 seconds. I release, wait a minute, and then I go back in. It's that easy. Number 2 is similar to dorsiflexion, but it's the other direction. You're curling your toes under you, and you can use your hand on the ankle to push forward. This is gonna get all of the tissue on the front of your foot, and you can even try and get it up here. It's difficult. You might have to change up the location and the angles, but you can get a little bit of an anterior tibialis stretch if you want. That stretch isn't typically as intense as the dorsiflexion, so you can do that a little bit longer if you wanna hold 30 to 60 seconds. Most people won't have issues with the top of their feet. Most of the restriction for most people will be on the bottom of the foot and the back of the ankle, but this is still a good stretch. Number 3 is a great low calf and ankle crusher. So take a slant board or a staircase, curl your toes up against it, and gently lean forward with the knee. And if the pain you feel is on the inside of the ankle or the outside of the ankle, you can shift your weight and knee from one side to the other to target those areas. So yeah, it's the ultimate low calf stretch, and it really gets the deep low calf muscles that no other stretch gets. Number 4, a little anticlimactic because it is just a calf stretch, but we're targeting the lower calf with a bent knee. I love the slant board, so I put a link down in the description to get one off of Amazon. They're cheap, and if this is your problem, then it's a no-brainer. And the moment I know you've been waiting for, I have 2 foot and ankle mobilizers for you. Everybody talks about this one, and it's for good reason. If you get a pinching sensation in the front of your ankle, or you can't get your knee to touch the wall in this test, then your talus bone might have a hard time gliding along the tibia when you're trying to dorsiflex your ankle. So for this, you want to have your foot elevated. That's why I have this bench. That way the band is pulling your foot back and down. And for the love of mobility, do not put your band up here. That completely defeats the purpose. It'll be pulling your leg backwards and down instead of your foot, which is what we want to glide backwards. I do this until I start to feel this clicking and sliding begin to move in the joint. My left leg, for some reason, always gets stuck, so I do this all the time just to get some mobility back in the ankle. And the final mobility drill that I like for my ankles and feet is this dorsiflexed mobility squat. I don't really have a good name for it. All I do is shift between these dorsi kneels and the low squat. Just kind of going back and forth like this. Obviously, don't do this if you have knee problems, but watch my video on the knee if you want to improve the tissues and muscles around the knees. That way you can do it. Use these 3 levels of therapy to fix your foot, ankle, and low calf, and let me know which ones you like the most in the comments below. If you're the type of person that likes fixing your body and trying to make yourself better, you're gonna love this series I'm putting together. I'm giving away everything I know for free on how to fix the body with trigger point therapy, stretching, and mobility drills. But if you need help implementing anything that we talk about in the video or need personalized feedback, you can check out my school group in the description below. All right, I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.